Hello, everyone. Welcome to 0x Silicon Valley. This is a podcast where we talk about startup story, founding news, and what's happening latest in AI. And I'm your host, Olivia.
Hi, I'm Chao. I'm your co-host. Olivia, you look very energized today. I can tell you got something big to tell us.
Yeah, I mean, every day is great. And I think the most big thing special thing I want to share with you and the audience is a really good event. I went to last week at A16Z. So I was able to meet Dr. Fei-Fei Li and Lilian Weng in person. So those are really two big influential figures in AI right now. And they are both entrepreneur. Dr. Fei-Fei Li is starting the entrepreneur journey on founding Word Labs, and Lilian now is a co-founder of Thinking Machine Labs.
Mm-hmm. So wow, that's incredible. So,
yeah.
I'm a big fan of Fei-Fei Li. So I watched so many online interviews about her. So I knew her quite well. So I like her saying that a gradient descent yourself to find the optimal solution. So which is a machine learning approach, but could also be used in a philosophical way. So.
Wow. So if I understand in philosophical way, it's about if you know certain direction, you just going after that direction. In the meantime, you get some signal on positive, negative, and you adjust and eventually reaching to a destination.
Yeah, finding your North Stars. Yeah.
Oh, North Star. Yeah. So we all need this vision. Yeah, that's great. I think I can feel Dr. Fei-Fei Li herself in person is quite a great critical thinker and also very much into philosophy discussion. So where I find was really, really impressive. Obviously, people know her as a godmother of AI and also very active in academic, a Sequoia professor at Stanford, and co-direct the Human Centered AI Institute. Right now, the Word Lab is even more fascinating. It's about spatial intelligence, right? Mm-hmm. You can build in real-world models, and you can perceive and interact with, our physical world. That's amazing. Very, very.
Wow, so many achievements for a single AI figure. So how about Lilian Weng?
Yeah, also equally amazing person. Obviously, people know her history. Been 7 years at OpenAI as leading the research and the safety. So what I learned the most from her is her way of thinking about AI safety, including hallucination, and also how human increasing our dependency with AI on some decision making. One of really famous work she led was basically robotic hand solving the Rubik's Cube, which I mean this video was almost really 5 years old.
Yeah. I saw that one. Very interesting. So we put a link in our reference session. You could check that out too.
Yeah, so with these two amazing person right now, Lilian is a co-founder of Thinking Machine, and this Thinking Machine is basically full of a star celebrity level AI researcher and leadership in this field. I'm very excited to see what's coming out from Thinking Machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read the news. Thinking Machine Labs has been valued at $12 billion right now. Wow, and they raised $2 billion.
Wow,
that's really very impressive.
No question.
Yeah, and you were right there. So you were right there at the event.
Yes.
What was that like?
Yeah, I think at first, like almost every single minute is slows down because the talk was so fascinating and I was so focused. The time really flew differently. And also you can imagine we are reading their research paper, we are watching their online talk, and now we see them in person. And I think there are so many interesting learning and also very in-person, intimate sharing with us. So especially on the AI topic. So it's almost like I'm seeing my favorite athletic celebrity in person.
Yeah, I know what you say. So when I saw my favorite sports superstars in person, I was starstruck.
Yeah.
So what did you learn?
Okay, so let's dive into learning. I think first important thing we want to bring is education. Why are we think about you and I and many people today? We spend a decade preparing, study, doing standardized tests, and sharpening our memorization system, and also a lot of static framework. If you think today, like a lot of interview, you still need to remember framework. You still need to remember a lot of syntax when you do those coding tasks or you do even PM interview. So that's how human thinking about what the learning it is, and which learning and education is interchangeable. But I think Fei-Fei really want to push a new way to think about education.
That's a pretty fundamental challenge to how we think about learning. So what's her alternative vision?
So, like today, if you are in San Francisco, or outside San Francisco, people talking about how AI basically open the accessibility and intelligence right now become a commodity. So intelligence as a commodity is something people are talking about. Sometimes people think, this is negative because intelligence is so human-centered product, right? Only human can generate the intelligence through philosophy, debate, research, discussion, and art. But how come intelligence becoming commodity? So I think, like what I heard from Fei-Fei's point, yes. So right now AI has a lot of reasoning capability. It's almost increase human extension into understanding new subject. So I think it's actually elevating people's playing field. Is go open up knowledge transformation system.
Yeah, so now it's the AI it's just not restricted, all those intelligence just not restricted only to a small group of people.
Yeah.
So everyone actually have access to this fantastic tool. So my question is, if AI can handle the knowledge part, so what should humans focusing on?
Yeah, I think the AI knowledge part is not exclusively handled by AI. It's the way we learn, we acquire knowledge changed. So I also think about in the human history, whenever we acquire knowledge, we as a civilization naturally increase our dignity. We have higher agency, better motivation, better access to information to do things, to have innovation, right? That's if you look at the history in the past. And that's a thing similar to what we are in the stage right now. We as human had a lot of unique capability like emotional intelligence, naturally creative thinking, critical thinking, and ethical reasoning. So that's still very unique. But there are how many unique things we need to define and discover are still unknown. Traditionally it's kind of defined by standardized tests, by your ability to memorize things, or what we spend decade as education.
Yeah, that's a beautiful reframe. So we should expecting education system to make some changes, either on curriculum, teaching method, or assessment.
Yeah, I hope so. In the US, education is a very big topic, and I know, for example, a lot of AI companies start a partnership with education system. Like a student, you can get almost nearly free access to a lot of tool, either web coding tool or like Gemini or OpenAI. So I think really tech company trying to push for easy access on that.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So let's move on to the next topic. So to think about rethinking jobs in this AI era. So this is obviously something a lot of people are anxious about. So what was Fei-Fei's take?
Yeah, you and I, we've been talking about the future of work, and even through our web coding episode, we talk about how the seniority change, how the boundary of role are start dissolving because AI capability allow you to be more fluent across different responsibility. So I think from the talk, we all learn about, if you look at how job is defined, it's a collection of a task. But it doesn't really give you impact or give you outcome. Somehow you basically perform a certain task and then your job is stopped there. But I think in the age of AI or generative system can help you if you are actually have higher agency and you actually care about the user, or you care about the impact in real life. For example, you can be a designer, but you really care about product experience, so you don't have to limit yourself in the design scope. You can stretch to different basically, for example, using web coding to prototype a feature or conduct research like a market survey researcher. So there could be a new task you can carry on as a designer.
Yeah, so that's fascinating. So instead of thinking that, AI replace my job, so we should thinking now how the AI will change the task within my job and how we can use the AI to expand our scope.
Yeah, and we all know we just haven't seen it. AI will retire some type of a job, but which is very standardized type of job. But AI also will create a new job. So I think that's what I'm excited for. Obviously, I think we are in this transition period. Those new jobs, a lot of companies haven't figured out how to create it yet. So I think that's where I want to see what are the next new job being created. So as the role becoming more fluent, there is more space for people to provide a very unique perspective and really changing how we build, how we think. So it's not just a pigeonholed into a narrow job description.
Yeah, so that's a quite optimistic vision. So it suggests that the future of work will be very interesting. That's kind of out of our imagination right now, but it's actually going to expand your horizon to do more fantastic things.
Yeah, I think excited, anxious, but everything new is like that feeling.
Yeah, so Olivia, let's wrap up. I'm curious. So you mentioned this experience has you excited about what's coming from both World Labs and the Thinking Machine Labs. So what are you watching for?
I think for World Labs is definitely a lot of perception related AI, especially, for example, right now, if AI couldn't feel the physical world, how it will actually change their output and decision. How can they relate to human being we obviously existing in the real world? I mean, this is maybe like a little bit abstract idea, but that's where I feel is going to be interesting. And for Thinking Machine Labs, for Lilian's background and her experience, I really love her framing around safety in AI, especially she mentioned for regardless of your role, every technical choice going to have a certain influential outcome depends on your technical choice. So when people are building the platform and the product, you need to have a certain awareness to understand how this can impact the end user. And the safety choice is across all workflow, not just particular safety team need to be monitor that.
So that's fascinating. So for our listeners who might be feeling inspired to get more involved in AI, what would you say to them based on this experience?
Yeah, that's another really important thing, which I found. Obviously, AI, generative AI, has been portrayed by newspaper, by public as, oh, this is so technical, so, it is technical. But the thing is, to make the system better, it needs to diversify the perspective coming in. So I hope people don't ever feel, oh, you are not in that type of a profile to consider to work in AI. But you really need to think about the system can become better because your unique point of view. So whether you are an educator, you have a fantastic way to teach your student, or you are a creator, want to explore more AI creative capability, or your thinking, your reasoning process actually going to make the system less biased, more interesting.
Well, Olivia, thank you for bringing us along on this incredible experience. So for our listeners, we will have links to World Lab and the Thinking Machine Lab and some of the key research from Fei-Fei Li and Lilian Weng in our show notes. Also, we will go have a second part of episode to talk about a more fantastic topic, because this is such a very exciting event that covers so many topics. So
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, so today we talk about the future of work and education. Next time we can talk about like safety and other emerging topic. And if you really feel this conversation spark with you, and make sure to subscribe our YouTube and follow us on X.
Yeah. So I'm Chao.
I'm Olivia. Until next time, keep building the future.
Bye.